Good morning, traders, and welcome to the opening bell with me, Adam Harris. So, in terms of scheduled economic calendar news for today, there is nothing much really to be speaking of. There's just the dollar CAD, which is coming out today at 1:30. This is core retail sales coming out of Canada at 1:30 p.m. UK time. And so there might be some increased volatility around CAD pairs at that point. Then moving across to anything else of interest with regards to earnings, holidays, dividend splits, do be aware that obviously this coming Thursday and Friday, we've got Thanksgiving holidays out of the US, and therefore trading volumes are likely to drop drastically. In terms of earnings, this is where it gets interesting. Quite a long list today. There's Dollar Tree, HP, Baidu, Best Buy, Campbell Soup, Barlow World, American Eagle, Manchester United, Abercrombie & Fitch, and Guess. So quite a few of those are scheduled for today. That's going to be quite interesting. But then there's no real dividends or splits or IPOs or expiries to speak of there. If we go across and have a look at the charts when we're talking about what I think is of significance, we've really had that dollar strengthening this week. Today makes it a really interesting day. It is now reaching that fork in the road. Is it now going to slow down and then go back to weakening? Because over the last 10 days, we've had a weaker dollar. Are we going to return to that? Is this just a nice, normal, healthy correction within a newer downtrend? Or are we seeing the dollar make a comeback? So today should hopefully answer that question by the end of today. What I'm expecting is dollar has reached a really nice level of previous resistance, which is now acting as potential support. So we could see it climb up from here. We've got sterling, which is hovering, actually has not corrected that much. And this is not a bad thing necessarily, but hovering around that 1.18 level. Dollar yen, excuse me, to my mind has reached a level. It is where it is at around about 142. And I would prefer for it to have a higher correction, but I don't think that's really going to be the case. Gold, also to me, very good. Gold has come back down into the previous highs, and this is a potential turning point. In order to get that confirmation that we're reverting back to a weaker dollar, I would like to see yesterday's highs get broken. Okay, so that's quite a bit of movement today's markets would have to do. They'd have to close higher and break yesterday's highs, which would form a swing low in many cases and give us that indication of strength. The one that's interesting as well is that oil has bounced quite hard off those lows and has finished yesterday, actually finished near the highs. I'm not convinced it's enough to really change the momentum, but let's just see how the market follows through on that. Then if we look at the US indices, they've actually held up really well, with the exception possibly of the tech stocks, which have started to correct quite a little bit. But most of them are in a position now to actually resume their uptrends. They've either held at the old highs or are just generally treading water. That's a good sign, because my concern was that stronger dollar surging back would potentially knock them off their feet. But that also indicates that possibly it's just a temporary pullback as opposed to a change or reversion back to the stronger dollar trend we've had for most of 2022. And then I just ran my way through the watch list of stocks. Most things are doing relatively well. Tech stocks are struggling a bit, so that does include PayPal, it does include Netflix. Meta, of course, is also struggling quite a bit. We're seeing it's not managing to drop as low. And of course, one that I've been talking a lot about lately, which I think for now is relevant, is Tesla, which is continuing to test those new lows. Its next target is really 125. So just to give you a frame of reference, it's already heading towards about past a 60% correction from the highs. So imagine having corrected and given back. That's very similar to Meta, having given back most of that. And then finishing off with cryptos. Cryptos yesterday and today, my expectation for now is potentially that they'll continue to test new lows. So they'll continue to break a little bit lower. However, if we do get that dollar decides to change its mind, don't forget we've really got FOMC tomorrow night, and therefore that could also impact the markets. But for now, if we do get that weaker dollar today, if it does start to just to resume the trend it's been in the last few days, then we could see, the last few weeks, then we could start to see a weaker dollar and start to see those markets pick back up. So there we go, ladies and gents. Thank you very much. Have a great day.